All right, guys. Good afternoon. Happy May 7th, everybody. Welcome to our first general meeting for May 2024. Glad everybody is here with us today. I'm going to go ahead and welcome everyone to the meeting, and as well as we do have a special guest with us this evening. We'll go over that here shortly. For those that don't know me, my name is Matthew Gutierrez. I am your current club president for 2003-2024 year. Also serve as your marketing communications director. It's a pleasure to be with everyone this evening. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to officially call this meeting to order at this time. All right, ding, ding, ding.
Don't do that too loud. The chief may think he's got a fire to go to.
All right. As for the pledge, would you mind leading us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States
of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Play ball. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get this meeting going. We're going to start with our introduction of guests. So, as you guys can tell, we have the fire chief of the city of Rio Rancho Fire and Rescue, Chief James DeFillippo. Welcome, sir. We are so glad that you are here with us, and it's quite an honor having you with us tonight for the meeting. So, thanks for coming out. We know you're very busy, but we appreciate you nonetheless. And I would like to go ahead and go over the wonderful bio provided by the Rio Rancho Fire and Rescue Department. James DeFillippo, Fire Chief at Rio Rancho Fire Rescue, has served as Fire Chief for the past 2 years. Following a year as Interim Chief, he began his tenure with the Rio Rancho Fire Rescue in 1999 as a firefighter EMT and has since held various roles within the department, including firefighter paramedic, EMS captain, operations captain, training captain, deputy chief, and fire chief, accumulating 25 years of dedicated service. That is awesome. Welcome. We're glad you're with us, sir.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right. And as we do with all of our amazing guests, we like to present our mission. So a little bit about us before we get the floor over to you. The City of Vision Civitan Club is in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, in the United States of America. Our vision as a club is to build good citizenship in Sandoval County and its environs by volunteering our time, treasures, and talents to improve our community with an emphasis on helping people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Our vision, a community of endless people of the our values, service, friendships, responsibility, compassion, and inclusiveness. So just a little bit about us so you can see a little bit more who we are. Without all further ado here, I would like to turn the floor over to Rio Rancho Fire Rescue Chief James DeFillippo.
Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate it, and I appreciate what you guys do out in the community, and give me the opportunity to come here and speak a little bit about Rio Rancho Fire Rescue and what it is that we do, and kind of our mission moving forward. So yeah, a little bit about me. I was actually not born in Rio Rancho, but I was raised in Rio Rancho. Moved out here when I was 1 year old in 1980, and Rio Rancho was tremendously different than it is now. Back then, many more dirt roads and many less traffic lights for sure. But it was always been my dream to join the fire service and get to serve the community that I grew up in, and I truly do love Rio Rancho. I married a local girl. We've had 2 children. We raised them through Rio Rancho. We play sports. We do all the things that the community offers, and it makes me happy to be able to raise my family here in the community that I also grew up in. But also, more importantly, I now also get to keep the community I grew up in safe, and keep the traditions of the fire department kind of alive and well. A little bit being the historian of Rio Rancho Fire Rescue. So I'm gonna, if it's okay, if I can maybe slide my screen over and share.
Sure, absolutely, sir. I've released access. You can go ahead and share.
All right, let's see here. Let's share screen. There we go. Are you able to see that graphic? Did it pop up?
Yep, very good.
Yeah. All right. So this is something that every month we do new employee orientation for all the new hires that are hired into Rio Rancho, and I get the opportunity to go and speak to them about what fire rescue does. So kind of unique to Rio Rancho. Back in the early days of Rio Rancho was incorporated into a city in 1981. Prior to that, it was Rio Rancho Estates, which was manned by volunteer fire department at the time. And there's a lot of fire departments across the nation that are run by volunteers, and volunteers do a fantastic job. And we certainly owe a lot to them, especially for the history of Rio Rancho Fire Rescue. So in 1981, we incorporated as a city, started to get a little bit bigger capabilities or needs of the community than what the volunteer program could provide at that time. So a man named Denzel Haycox was hired from Indiana. He was a state trooper over there, came over and started Rio Rancho Public Safety. So what that meant was Rio Rancho Public Safety was a police department, a fire department, and we also managed EMS as well. There's three disciplines of public safety, and you had to be at least two of the three. So you could be a police officer and a firefighter, a police officer, and an EMT. And later on, when I was hired in 1999, we were one of the first ones that were hired as firefighter EMTs. So and it was a great model. We would kind of wear multiple hats as we were, signing on for duty, whether it be fire, EMS, or police work to handle the needs. Back in 1999, we were a much smaller community than we are now, maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of 35,000 residents. And that model worked, and it worked for many years. In 2007, we really started to see a boom in the community. Rio Rancho has always been one of the fastest growing cities in New Mexico. And in 2007, it became a little bit too taxing in order to carry on that Department of Public Safety umbrella, and we split. And when we split, we became a police department, and we became a fire department. So police officers were police officers, and firefighters were firefighters and EMTs. And that happened in 2007. And when that happened, it really gave us the opportunities to really focus on our specialty disciplines, like I said, with police officers and with firefighter EMTs. So throughout time, we started to see, kind of a more of a need for what we need to specialize for fire and rescue. We've added stations throughout the years. Currently, we have 6 stations that are staffed throughout Rio Rancho. The latest one that we have opened is the fire station out in Mariposa. It was opened in 2007, closed in 2014 due to kind of the economy, the way that it was anticipated growth that there just really wasn't happening. So we withdrew staff from the Mariposa station and brought them down to Station 1, which is on Southern Boulevard. It's our busiest fire station. It accounts for roughly 65% of our total call volume. So we brought that station down. We started to run multiple units at a Station 1. And in October of this year, through the help of the mayor and the city councilors and the city management, and of course the public, we we were able to get Mariposa Fire Station opened again. There's tremendous growth going on out there. We're seeing an increase in call volume, and ultimately having a vacant fire station just really wasn't working for us. We needed the additional staffing to help manage some of the other districts as well. So we reopened the Mariposa Fire Station in October, and we have it manned 24/7 now. So it's something that I'm tremendously proud of. Being the fire chief and getting that station back open and fully commissioned again. So, like I said, all of our firefighters are cross-trained as either EMTs or paramedics. There are 3 levels of EMTs, EMT basic, EMT intermediate, and EMT paramedic. All of them have a little bit different scope of practice, but paramedic being the highest, requiring the highest level of education. Typically, if somebody wants to go to paramedic school, it takes about 12 months of schooling in order to be certified as a paramedic. And then from there, you have to take a national test as well. Our schedule is a 48-hour shift. So we work 2 days on, 4 days off. We do sleep at the firehouse. We do eat, exercise, everything you would typically do at home, but are available for call and response as well. It's a great schedule to work, 2 days on, 4 days off. Certainly miss it. Me as the fire chief now, I work feels like 24 hours a day, but sometimes it's just Monday through Friday is my typical schedule. Some of the requirements to be a Rio Rancho firefighter. So when I was hired in 1999, the requirement was to be 18 years old. You had to have an EMT license, and I got hired at actually 20 years old. So I was one of the lucky ones. Shortly after I had gotten hired, they had changed the requirements to be 21 years of age, and you still had to have that EMT license as a prerequisite. What we saw over time was the universities, the community colleges just weren't able to keep up with the EMT demand. And we saw a lot of people from the age of 18 to 21 that we're missing out on hiring opportunities for. If somebody graduated high school, wanted to join the fire department, they had to find other means until they were 21 years old. And maybe we lost them to other professions or even other departments or even out of state. So years ago, we changed the age back down to 18 years old as the minimum age requirement. And we actually teach EMT school in-house now. So it's part of our fire academy. And by doing those two things, we're seeing our recruitment be some of the best in the metro area. We had roughly 165 applicants for this academy that we just started, where we hired 15 people, which is phenomenal. Typically, people are struggling now to hire for vacancies, and we are running at about 105, 110% capacity of our fire department. So we're doing something right. I don't know exactly what that secret sauce is, but Rio Rancho has some incredible, talented people that we love to recruit local and keep those kids local as well. So going back to some of the requirements, high school diploma is a requirement. Pass a background check and drug screening, since it is a safety-sensitive position. Valid driver's license. We actually, after you get hired into the academy, we have to convert you to a Class E, which is exempt, because you drive vehicles in excess of 25,000 pounds or more. Our typical fire engines are about 35,000 pounds, and our ladder trucks, the ones with the big ladder on top, is about a 55,000 pound vehicle. So you don't need a CDL or a Class A, but we do require you to get a Class E driver's license. And then you got to pass a physical fitness test, written test, and an oral board interview before you come in front of the chief for final hiring practice or hiring process. So it's kind of it's a lengthy process. It takes a lot of work to become a Rio Rancho firefighter, but I will tell you it is definitely worth it. I just switched slides. Did that pop up as well?
Yes, sir.
It did. Good. So some of the services that Rio Rancho Fire Rescue provide, right? Typically, people think the fire department just responds to fires, and although a lot of our fire agencies wish that was so. It is not true. We do a whole lot more than just that. So we do provide fire suppression for structure fires, wildland fires, and all types of other fires, whether it be rubbish fires or food, kitchen, automobile fires, all anything that catches on fire, we typically get called to. But that's probably about 10% of what we do. We do EMS, emergency medical services. That's about 90% of what all fire departments respond to nowadays, and it's become an increasing demand. So last year we ran about 15,000 calls for the city of Rio Rancho. 10,000 of them were emergency medical calls. So and then 5,000 were various other types of calls. Cats stuck in trees, yes, we do get called to those. It does happen. And whether it be lost hikers, we got that beautiful river that runs through town. We do run multiple emergencies out of there where we do swiftwater rescue as well. We do provide fire prevention and education. This is not just specific to young children. We do it at senior living facilities, the community centers, the senior citizen centers, and we do it at all the schools. In October, it's Fire Safety Month, and we go to every single elementary school, and we teach every kindergarten through third grader the basic in fire safety education. And we have a whole team dedicated to that. We also do arson investigation. So anytime there's a fire and arson is suspected, we do the arson investigation. We do work closely with our police department to make arrests and gather evidence in the event that arson is the case. And then we also do emergency management. This is a division that falls under the fire department, but emergency management actually is a citywide division or department that manages weather emergencies, natural disasters. God forbid there was a tornado that came through town. Emergency management actually does all the coordination between all the departments to make sure that we are coordinating an appropriate emergency response to tend to the citizens' needs at the time. And that just falls under the fire department, but they're kind of independent as far as how they operate. We are just a branch underneath them at that point. They also emergency management coordinates the community emergency response team. It's the acronym is CERT. They are a class that's taught quarterly throughout Rio Rancho, but specifically by the fire department and the emergency management team to teach citizens kind of self-emergency care, how to shut off gas, how to self-preserve in the event of a natural disaster until emergency responders are freed up and capable of responding to large-scale incidents. So kind of a neat program. If anybody's ever interested in that, you can find it on our city webpage under the emergency management tab, or also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Our fire department also offers specialty teams. So we've got multiple specialty teams that operate from our members, one of which is the heavy technical rescue team. Station 3 out in River's Edge actually houses our heavy technical rescue team. So they're available to respond 24/7 for lost hikers, swiftwater rescue, trench collapse, high and low angle rescue. So if somebody was trapped on a mountain, we will go and rappel up there or rappel down and retrieve somebody and bring them down. We also have a bike team. We talked earlier about the Mayor Sunday's Fun Day. We love to deploy our bike teams to large events like that because it makes them a little bit more readily accessible to navigate large crowds in order to render aid in the event that somebody was injured. We have a wildland strike team. So this is a unique team that actually deploys all throughout the state of New Mexico and actually all across the country. They've been as far as Alaska for wildfires. They've been to California repeatedly, I believe Montana. But whenever there are some large-scale disasters like wildland fires, our strike team, who are specialty trained firefighters in forest fires, will actually deploy and go and assist other agencies when necessary. We have our honor guard. We have our fire prevention team. I talked about them a little bit earlier. They're the ones that do all the fire prevention education. And one that's relatively new over the last several years, but tremendously important. It's called peer support. And what we see is our members as they start to run calls and see things maybe that people aren't used to seeing. We always say that when you get called to a 911 call, you're responding to somebody's potentially worst day. And what peer support does, it helps our firefighters and EMTs kind of deal with the traumas related to fire and rescue and some of the stuff that we see as far as most emotional distress. So we have a peer support team that helps manage both police and fire department for our responders, and they're the ones that take care of the responders for us. We do community risk reduction analysis. We were kind of talking about how I get out and get to know the members of the community, and I do speaking engagements and like to get to know the people that I ultimately have sworn to serve and protect, and figure out what their needs are. Rio Rancho is a unique community where we have a wide array of demographic of young families, our older senior citizen population, and what are their needs, and how can we best manage some of the emergencies that are associated with that. Senior citizens, we talk about fall protection and fall proofing your house. For young children, we talk about fire safety, evacuation plans, all things that ultimately reduce our call volume and reduce our interaction with the need for someone to have to call 911. But if ever needed, we teach them to call 911. So community risk analysis is a constant thing that we are doing. Every day we pull data for it, and we make sure that we are meeting the needs, and especially for response times as well. The national average is 4 to 7 minutes from when somebody calls 911 that the fire and rescue department is showing up on your door. And for the most part, with how big Rio Rancho is, we meet that number. Rio Rancho is 103 square miles spread out all amongst our community. We didn't just start at one area and grow throughout. We kind of popped up neighborhoods in all random areas, which adds a little bit of difficulty to us, but how we've staged our stations and how we respond, we actually navigate that pretty well. We're actually in the process of building another fire station. So it'll be our 7th fire station. We'll be over on Southern and Unser, kind of in that corridor where a lot of new construction, homes, schools, businesses are going. It's one of our busiest districts, and our hopes are to get that station designed and built over the course of hopefully the next 2 years. Some of our personal stats, I've got 5 divisions that operate underneath the fire department. Our operations, those are the people that respond to 911 calls. Fire prevention, those are the ones that are inspecting all the businesses and going to all the schools. Training division, our training division trains all of our new academy and our firefighters as well. So every firefighter has to conduct 228 hours every year of fire training in order to maintain our certification. And on top of that, they need to conduct another 30 hours of continuing education for our EMT licenses. So they have to maintain both of those certifications in order to remain a firefighter with us. And our training division helps provide that. We have an EMS division. They help coordinate all of our ambulances. We are a single tier service, so when somebody calls 911, a fire truck and an ambulance will show up. It is the same people, and those are the same people that will take you and transport you to the hospital. If you're familiar with Albuquerque, they're a little bit different. They're a 2-tier system where the fire department will show up, and then a private ambulance company will come and transport you to the hospital if necessary. We do it a little bit different here in Rio Rancho. And then we got our emergency management division as well. I've got my executive staff consists of me, the fire chief. I've got two deputy chiefs, one over administration, one over operations. I've got one administrative assistant. She's actually an executive assistant. That's Susanna. She's the one that coordinated this meeting for us. She is the one that makes all the magic happen around here. Command staff, I've got 7 battalion chiefs that are split up amongst all of my divisions, 3 of which are operational battalion chiefs that manage the 3 shifts that make up operations. So, like I said earlier, we work 48-hour shifts. I've got 3 of those: A battalion, B battalion, and C battalion. Each of those have their own battalion chief associated with it. And then from there, roughly about 36 people per shift from all different ranks. I've got the fire inspectors, which falls under the fire marshal's office. I've got a fire marshal and then 3 inspectors. The emergency management division has 2 people in it. I've got 20 captains throughout all of the stations and divisions. Actually, my number for engineers just changed. We have 20 engineers throughout the department. We do have engineers at every station. An engineer, their role is to drive the fire truck. I've got 4 lieutenants and then firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics. And like I said, this number is a little bit off. It says 115 total staff. We're actually at 132 firefighters and EMTs for Rio Rancho Fire and Rescue. I'm going to stop sharing now. All right. Can you see me again? There we go. So that's kind of the down and dirty of what the fire department does and its roles and responsibilities, and kind of what our staff looks like. I will tell you this: it has been tremendously rewarding getting to work in the community that I grew up in. The fire service has been unique. It's never the same day twice for sure, and it's been a fun career field. It's one that. I've like I said, I've seen people on their worst days. I've seen people on their best days. Delivered babies and helped people in their moment of need, and it's a very rewarding career field to be able to help people in that manner, and one that I take serious. The getting to wear this badge and Rio Rancho's patch means a lot to me. I really do believe that we are one of the premier fire departments in the state of New Mexico, and we pride ourselves on that by our people, and our people are a testament to that for sure. Any questions for me? I know I just went through a lot of stuff in a short amount of time.
Yeah. So, Chief, thanks so much for talking to us this evening. It's been very informative. Enjoyed it very much. And maybe there's something that I can help you with. So I'm with a new nonprofit called the Harris Family Foundation, and the founder of the organization, Keith Harris, his son is a lieutenant with Albuquerque Fire Department. And one of the things he noticed is the distinct change in his son going through and how it impacted him, all the trauma and stuff, like you said. And so part of the goal of this organization is to help first responders, frontline hospital workers, and veterans in how to better deal with trauma. We're coming up with classes and retreats and stuff. Like, for example, we may go up to Florida retreat and have a week-long outing where they can participate in all sorts of ropes courses and all this other stuff, along with some group discussion and one-on-one counseling if they would like it. We've been working with the Albuquerque Fire Department union there, and the guys told us that he gets all this money thrown at him, but no one will take advantage of the service because they don't want to go talk to a counselor. So, but we're hoping that something like this will be better received by the community, and maybe we'll do some honest to goodness work. So I would very much like to set up an appointment for you to meet Keith, and we can discuss maybe how we can help out the Rio Rancho Fire Department, because we know there's a great need.
Absolutely, and you bring up some really good points, and I would love to coordinate a meeting. Absolutely, my peer support coordinator, she does a really good job of keeping our firefighters engaged. And sometimes it's things as simple as just get your mind off the job. She coordinates like family fun days, going bowling as a family. Go, I think they went roller skating not that long. And initially, the participation was a little bit low, and it's starting to gain some steam as we start to coordinate some of those things. We also have a physical fitness coordinator for our fire department as well, who also maybe doesn't, indirectly is also doing the same thing by coordinating softball teams, soccer teams, things to get people united outside the fire department to maybe let them know that they're not alone, to have healthy ways of engaging with the stresses and traumas of the job. Because honestly, it's for people like me that was hired prior to 2013, it's a 20-year career path. After 20 years, you're eligible to retire. After 2013, it's a 25-year career path. That's a long time to deal with, the everyday stresses of the job, life and death. Seeing people sometimes take their last breath. That's hard, right? We're not programmed for that. We have to train for it, and even being trained for it, it becomes difficult to see over time, especially as our families grow. You say that the firefighter that his family saw a change in him over time. Yeah, it happens to all of us. Sometimes, the things that you see, you start to relate them to your own life in certain ways, and it becomes debilitating, or it has the potential to be. So what I want for our firefighters, for all firefighters everywhere, is a long, healthy career, and then a longer, healthier retirement that you work so hard to earn, that you get to live in it and enjoy it with your wife and your kids, or your husband or your spouse, or whoever you choose to spend time with, and this job not affect that in the long run. So I would love the opportunity to get to meet with you and this other person. I would love to bring my coordinator, and ultimately we work really closely with Albuquerque Fire Department, Bernalillo County Fire Department. They're great colleagues of ours, but it's always good for us to be put in a room in a different setting and find new ways to solve problems. I always say firefighters are really good at solving problems and breaking stuff. we tend to do that too.
Okay, it'll probably be early June when we are ready to reach out. But
fantastic, and do you guys have I believe you have my contact information. Yeah, don't hesitate. Shoot me an email. We'll coordinate, and I will. I would certainly appreciate any help, any and every help we can get to take care of our responders.
Good, awesome.
Absolutely, and and I can definitely agree 100%. Mental health is very, very important, and just saying from the bottom of my heart to the peer support team that you guys have at Rio Rancho Fire Rescue. Really, I can't thank them enough for being there for the men and women that serve in your department. It's absolutely, I think, the most important thing, daily operation. You gotta take care of your mental health so you can serve others. Like they say, you can't pour into a cup that hasn't been, properly cleansed. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, and it's important to. There's a stigma with getting help too, right? And we're really trying to break through that stigma to let people know it's okay to sometimes not be okay, and let's get you the help that you need, so that that you can enjoy life and still do this job. I also think having a robust peer support program is also part of the reason why our recruitment and our retention of our firefighters is what it is. Because our firefighters we have beautiful fire trucks, fantastic fire stations, and I appreciate all of that. The citizens of Rio Rancho always grant us the ability to stay with the top tier of equipment. But our responders are definitely, our people are our number one asset when it comes to how good our fire department truly is.
Absolutely.
You guys are top notch. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I do appreciate it. I am a little bit biased having grown in this fire department. You know, as fire chief, I don't get to do any of the fun stuff. I get to talk about all the fun stuff that the firefighters do, but they make my job really easy because they are really good.
Well, Rio Rancho has a lot to be proud of with their first responders, the police and fire department. They are definitely top notch throughout the state. So, you know, Rio Rancho has become the place to live now.
Yes.
When I was growing up a kid in Albuquerque, everyone kind of looked down their nose about, oh, you moved to Rio Rancho? Oh, what is wrong with you? But now people love to go there. The schools are great. The crime's low. It's just such a great city. And
it really is. You know, and it's funny growing up here too. All my friends that lived in Albuquerque, it was normal for me to drive across the river and go to them. The minute I asked them to come to Rio Rancho, like, oh no, that's too far.
Too far.
And it was neat. On Sunday night, I got to go to the Rio Rancho Event Center, and it was a sold-out show, 8,000 seats, and it was packed. And people are now drawn to come to Rio Rancho and come experience what we've known was great about it the whole time. The event center has given people a reason to come here. When they come here, they see how great it is, and they're like, "Hey, Rio Rancho is onto something." And it's like a hidden secret, right? We don't want to tell too many people how great it is, but the word's getting out.
100%. And I can 100% agree. Rio Rancho is awesome, and people, I'll just say this, and I surely hope your entire fire department feels the same love and appreciation I do. I know when I witness in a medical emergency accident and I call 911 to report, I know the best of the best are going to show up and take care of the scene the right way. I know for a fact that the best are there. Is there any community outreach projects you guys ever need help with? Because we love to partner with awesome organizations like, for example, here at Rio Rancho Fire Rescue.
Yeah. So like I said earlier, we have a young, motivated group of public information officers. They're just over the last couple of weeks starting to get their feet wet. I would love the opportunity to maybe put you guys in touch with them and we can coordinate some events. We were just talking today about an awesome event that the police department is putting on that I'm actually going to send my youngest child to. He's 12 years old, but they're doing a youth police academy. And I think it's incredible. And my son is super excited about going. And I want to actually explore the idea. It probably won't happen this summer just because we might be a little bit late to the game, but I want to do a youth fire academy as well and do some stuff like that to really get out to the community and let them come experience being a firefighter for whether it be a couple days or for a week and put on a youth camp in that manner. So that's something that's a goal of mine. We like I said, I was just talking to my command staff about it today, that I would really like to focus and make that come to fruition.
Absolutely. And, from my perspective as marketing communications director of this awesome club, I would love to get to know your guys in the PIO department. I would love to speak with them and hopefully get to meet them because, I'm sure we could learn a lot from each other and really get to know each other a little bit better.
Yeah. And it's all networking, right? We all have something to learn from anybody we meet. And I certainly like to take advantage of those opportunities to meet new people and explore ideas that maybe I hadn't thought of. So absolutely. I'd love to coordinate a meeting with that for sure.
Awesome. I'll reach out to Susanna there so we can maybe set something.
Okay. Yeah. And she'll get it done. She's a trooper.
Anything?
Well, Chief, we don't want to keep you any later. We certainly appreciate all your time, and we enjoyed it very much. And we're gonna get this recording out to the rest of our club so they can hear it. And I'll pass the information on to Keith Harris, and we'll be setting up a time to come meet with you about our program. So we're excited.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I do appreciate the opportunity. Would love to do it again in the future. If you ever need, please don't hesitate to reach out.
We'll do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chief DeFillippo. You have a great evening.
Thank you. You as well. Pleasure to meet you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.